Hi guys, so this is my first SketchUp tutorial. It is not obviously my medium of choice. I'm almost always in Vectorworks, but I'm gonna give it a shot to draft our theater outline for the AVT Theater 3, I guess it's called, I don't know, Atwater Village Theater. This is the small space that I've done a couple of shows in, and we're going to be drafting the set for the show I most recently did, which was called Red Ink, and it's mostly a floor and a back curtain and a back wall. So that's what we're going to start with. Let's begin by doing our theater walls. So what we're going to do in SketchUp is start by drawing this rectangle, right? So we'll draw the rectangle that's 18 foot 1 1/8 by 36 feet. Then we'll add on the little rectangle off to the side. And I'm going to throw this image back up onto my other monitor, and I may picture it into this video at some point. We'll see what happens when I get around to editing it. So I've gone to SketchUp, which you can bookmark app.sketchup.com, and it'll take you straight into the app, so you don't have to go clicking through to get there. We're going to say start modeling. Let's go ahead and give our project a name. Can I do it? Can I have one? SketchUp? Projects? SketchUp? Enter a model name here. AVT Theater Space. For now, save it here. Great. Okay. So it's saving it. All right, so we have this lady. We have some basic navigation tools. Over here is your flyover tool equivalent, so that spins your model. It also has your hand tool to move things around. These things are all basically the same gesture ideas, although they have different keyboard shortcuts, which I don't know. So you can learn them. So these are like all of your drawing tools over on the left-hand side. And when you first start, do the tour, and they'll kind of point that stuff out to you. This over here is hierarchy and money that you can pay to get this thing, and instructor will explain more closely. So this is like, if I don't know what a tool does, I click on it and I can go to instructor and it'll explain how to make it do all of the things that it does. So that's the little hat. Your instructor is that guy. Go away. How do I make it stop? Click the X over here. Components are your individual materials, your objects. This is like what you would be drawing in. So the ones that are already in the file are basically this girl's outfit. You can also go, so there's Helen. Here's her story. We can look into her information. She's a business operations manager with SketchUp. Cool for her. There's two of her now because she's on my cursor. Oh no, we're going to make that stop. And then you can go to 3D Warehouse to find more stuff. And that's the same place that we looked. So that's where we'll be able to get like our theater chairs in a minute. So we're going to close that materials thing for now. We'll also close components for now. If you come down here, tags are kind of like layers. So if you want a certain group of things to be able to be visible or invisible, you'll use tags to do that. Styles is a more general overall sketch style, so you can use that to like give yourselves some different SketchUp tones to it. Okay, so that's that. And then to make it go away, we exit out. Let's leave tags open. Views, which looks like this. So this is how you would navigate to your various views, right? So if you wanted to look at top view, front view, or your side view, and you'll notice Helen kind of does what she wants. She is always facing the camera, but that's how you would create that. If you want to find a specific view, you can then save it with the little plus button. And then the same thing is true over here. So these are your like basic straightforward views. You can also change what perspective mode and how wide your camera angle is if that's something that appeals to you. So if you're trying to take a picture in a set, which we'll do at the end of this project, that's where we're going to get into that stuff. So let's go ahead and close views. Okay, so I'm going to start just the way that you would think I would which is I'm drawing the floor of my theater, okay? I'm gonna just kind of rotate around. We're gonna start it over here next to Helen's feet. And we're gonna use the dimensions that I was talking about. So 18 foot, 1 1/8 by 36 feet. And I'm gonna pick up my rectangle tool, just like I have in the past. I'm starting out at the origin, and I want to be not on this red axis, but on the blue axis. Well, maybe that's not true. Geez. All right, so because it's stuck to the red axis, if I come over here, I have now drawn a wall. That's not what I wanted. And my keyboard shortcuts are not the same, so let's select that and delete it, and then we have to delete its individual parts. Sketchup. All right, I'm deleting everything. It's all gone. Let's try going into that top view. Top view. No, just to the straight up top view. Okay, let's try drawing on this axis right here. So now I'm drawing my rectangle. And I don't hit tab anymore because I'm in SketchUp now. I just type in the numbers. So 18 foot 1 1/8, comma, and then 36 feet. Enter. So I'll hit enter. I'm using my scroll wheel to zoom out again. Now I want to grab my hand tool, so I'm drafting more like a drafter. Great. Okay, so that gives me that rectangle. Now I'm going to do another one, back into this rectangle nonsense. And it's going to be, let's see, I'll use the long dimension first because that seems to be the dimension that it's looking at first because of where I placed my stuff. So 18 foot 1/8 of an inch, comma, 4 foot 8 1/4 inches. Enter. Okay, great. So now those two exist and they're next to each other. Okay. You'll notice that they're not connected, and that's because there's actually a line that's happening right on top of that green line that you can't quite see. So I'm gonna grab my spinny tool. See, I can kind of rotate myself down out of that top view, and you'll start to see that black line showing up. When you go in and select it with your selection tool, right? So if I just click on that line and then delete it, now this is one surface. So basically, to connect two things next to each other together, you just delete the line that separates them. Now it's one surface. So now to create my walls, I'm just going to create an extra set around it. And I'll use the offset tool much the way I would if I had to draw walls from scratch in Vectorworks. So the offset tool is inside of this little cubby here. The current tool that's on top is push-pull, which is the extrude function. And then this guy down here is offset. And so now I can just offset like that, right? As long as I haven't picked up anything else, I can type in a specific dimension and hit enter. Is that true? No. Let me check this again. So let me do that, delete. Great. And so now let me try this offset business once again. So if I click on the thing, and then I give it, as I'm going out here, let's say I give it 6 inches. So that was perfect, okay? So I just offset it by 6 inches, and now it has a whole outline all the way around. And then in order to turn that into walls, I'll switch back into my push-pull tool, and I'll zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing, and I'll just pop up those walls. The height of the space is going to be 16 feet, which is not necessarily indicated in your drawing, but I'm telling you, so now you know. So now you have a 16-foot high building. Okay, so that's all there is to creating the exterior of SketchUp of your theater space. Okay, I want to do one thing to start, which is I want to go ahead and create some walls that I can turn on and off. So I'm gonna go ahead and tag a few things. I'm gonna tag this wall and I'll hold shift and add some other stuff to this selection. Um, and then we'll kind of get there eventually. I don't want to actually tag the top surface, I don't think. I think I just want to tag those two outside surfaces. Let's find out. So let's add a tag and let's call this alt walls, which is what I usually call something when I want to like hide a set of walls. Um, so this I would like those items to be tagged. Okay. So if I go to my entity info, 3 entities, alt walls, edit. Does the pencil do? What does the pencil do? How do I attach this? Tag. Oh, there we go. So I just clicked this button that says tag, and now if I turn them off, and this is my active tag, can I turn these off? Yes, they disappear. So I figured out how to tag things. That's cool. I can still see these walls, which is not my favorite move. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these other inside, like the other opposite edges of them. Those 2 entity faces, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and tag them. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the editing tool and tag those other 2 walls. Maybe. I don't think that worked. That's fine. Untagged. Turn off all walls. Yeah, no, it did work. Cool. All right. The reason I did that is because I want to see through them. So I'm going to actually grab these 2 edges also and go ahead and change those to alt walls. Current tag, alt walls, that turns them off. So now what I've got going on is a theater space that I can see into from this angle, okay, which I like. So I can also turn those walls back on, but I have them now set up that I can turn them off, which is great. I'm gonna go back into my top view and I'm gonna add in some seating risers. And you'll notice your top view is not a true, like, orthographic top view, right? This is where it's a little different from your Vectorworks life. And if you want to change it, 2-point perspective. Do I have options on this? No. There are no scenes in this model. I want it to be not that setting. I don't know. So field of view. If I drop it down to 1, now it does look like a straight up orthographic projection, okay? So if it's easier for you to understand your drafting that way, which it is for me, you just change your field of view all the way down, right? So when it's 35, you're getting that 3D mode. When you drop it all the way back down to 1, it's now just a straight up orthographic top view, which is what I wanted. So now I'm going to make a bunch of risers. They're going to be 3'6" wide by 14 feet, or 3'6" deep by 14 feet long or wide. So I'm going to go ahead and do these guys right now in order to get my various pieces put in. So now I'm going to just pop back over, grab my rectangle tool, start in the corner. Hey, corner. So it's going to be a little hard to tell if I'm drawing in the right place. I don't think I was. Control Z. I want to start in this corner, but like, we're going to just use on face. Okay, so this is the part where life is a little bit less clear. So now I'm on my floor. That's the face that I'm drawing on. And if I look over here, my dimensions are the 11 number is first and the 3 number is second. So I'm going to go ahead and do 14 feet, comma, 3'6" inches, enter. There's my first riser. Neat. Okay, so now if I want to move it around, I use this guy right here. This is the move around buddy. And I don't know. Yeah, no, that's a reshape tool. It's like, does it do a snapping thing? Don't know, but maybe not. SketchUp is less precise. That's okay. All right, so now I've moved it around into that spot. Neat. And then I want to copy and paste it, right? I want to duplicate it for the other risers. So if is this the one? No, that's not the one. Got it. Okay. So if this is the one, if this is the thing I'm trying to copy, if I hold down Option, right, it should copy it. Okay. So when I hold down Option, instead of, and there's only 3 of them. Great. So when I hold down Option, instead of just moving it, it actually copies it, right? And I'm reading this thing down at the bottom to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to be doing. Cool. All right. So now, because I'm in SketchUp, I'm going to just slide this back up into a little bit of a weird view so that it's a little easier to see what we're doing, okay? So now I'm going to use my push-pull tool to raise these risers to the appropriate heights, and that's right here. So I'll take this guy and I'll just lift him up 8 inches, okay, and I type it in and it goes 16 inches, and now 24 inches, and I have my 3 seating risers already built in. I'm going to actually zoom out a little bit. I want to add another seating riser over here to the side in this corner because that's actually the other place that chairs are going. So I'm going to grab my lowest riser and I'm going to copy that once again. So I'm going to pick up this move tool, hold down Option, slide him over here, and now I have another copy ready for you of just the rectangle. That's fine. And then I can, let's see, where's the, no, she says, no. Grab my rotatey tool, this one. So we pick what section, what direction we're rotating him in. Oh no, this has done some very crazy thing. Undo, get out of there. I see. It's trying to rotate the whole thing. That's not what I wanted to do. Just kidding. Oh my goodness. Let's make another copy of this dude. Yeah. Come with me, friend. And then I'm in this mode. Yeah. Keep wanting to use my keyboard shortcuts and they totally do not work. So let's see what happens if I have it on. Yeah, there we go. So if I do it out there, I'm a little more able to control that rotation. Blue is telling me that I'm rotating it on the blue, which is the floor plane. And if I chose a different face, then I would be rotating it on that other face. I'm going to jump back into my top view just for the moment and pick up this move around tool and throw this into this corner, kind of vaguely where it goes. I think this is actually a little too big. So I can actually just hold shift and shrink it down a little bit. It's not precise because it's SketchUp, but that kind of gives me that shape. And then I can use my push-pull tool and type 8 inches, hit enter. So now I have that 8-inch riser as well. Great. I love it. Okay. So those are all of my seating risers built. Now I'm going to go grab some chairs. I'm going to get them from the SketchUp warehouse, which is not outliner. That's weird. Entity. No, it's not. Materials. Components. Components. See what happens when I just type the word chair. Oh, nothing good. We want, because I want like a stacking chair, you know, because it's like a, no, what the heck? What is all this madness? I want that like stupid one, you know, this one, right? The one that's like in a conference room. I don't like all these. None of these are quite the one, but it's like the one I need is the, it's like a banquet chair. Maybe we should type in that instead. That's kind of closer. Yeah, this is kind of it, right? It looks kind of like that. Looks kind of like this. Looks kind of like one of these. I don't know. I don't love any of them, but let's just go with this one for now. So this is like my banquet chair, right? She's coming in the wrong direction. Oh boy. Okay, well, gotta start somewhere, you know? So there's our first little chair. I want to rotate it so that it's facing the correct direction. So I'm going to try doing that. Yeah, maybe, roughly. I don't know, guys. That didn't really work. I'm going to try going back into that top view that I like because I come from Vectorworks drafting. Sorry. I can't take this weird. It doesn't work for me at all, but let's see if I can grab. And then if I like hold shift, will it be better? Is better. Feels good, right guys? I like it. It's good. Okay, so now when I pick it up again with my movie tool, right, it's gonna look normal. And then maybe I'll make a row of them using option. I want to be in this mode again. I'm sorry, I can't take it. I'm not the right, not the market audience for this. So I'm just gonna like grab it and make some copies using by holding down option while I grab it. And I want to be grabbing it with this tool. So this, and then if I hold down option when I grab it, does it? Yeah. It makes another one. Yeah. Cool. Now if I like, uh-oh, I picked up the first one. You guys, I'm so good at SketchUp. I mean, wow. It's like everything I do is dumb. It's okay. We're going to just add those two together, and then I'm going to use that same option-y trick again. To like, that didn't work. You guys, I seem so smart, don't I? Yeah, something like that. There might be a quicker way. I don't know what it is, so I'm just doing this way. I just want some chairs, you know, little audience seating. Let's say that's enough, even though that's not the actual number. I'm not picky. And now I'm gonna grab this set of chairs. And I'm gonna put them up here on this next riser. And then I'm gonna put them up here on this next, and then no, they gotta go. And they're like, just like, I'll just move around. I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted from you. I wanted, uh-oh. Okay, I mean, you know, I don't have it all together. Yes. And come up here on this riser. Yes. And come up here on this riser. Wow, you guys. So, I think they're sitting inside the risers now. Yup. That is definitely happening. So then I can use kind of the same trick I used in Vectorworks, where I like grab the thing and raise it up to where I actually want it. So while all these guys are selected, we're just gonna lift them up until they're kind of sitting on that riser. And then Then I want to get this group. So I think I can draw a selection box, but it's not ideal because it's kind of grabbing everything. It might be better to be sort of on the front edge of this, to be like looking at it on the front. It also might have been smarter to fix it in the first place. There also may be some information about these entities. Like, let's see. Do you have info that I care about? No, not really. Default material instance 24 the model. Dude, I'm not a SketchUp drafter. This is a strange new world for me, but I'm going to select all of these guys, and then I'm going to move them generally up. So they seem like they're sitting on top of that riser. Great. And I'm going to do the same thing for the next group. Move up. Uh-oh, it's moving it on the red axis. I want to move it not on the red axis. I want to move it on the like the green axis or something. I think I made it worse. Undo. Oh boy. Went up. It got worse. Well, on the blue axis, on the blue axis. Okay, I think I got it. All right, so now I got chairs all the way around over here, more or less, right? So now it looks like I got an audience on that side of the world. You'll also want to add some in for the two seating sections on the side. So we'll want to add some chairs over here, and we'll want to add some chairs on the other side. But that is the basics of setting up the room. The only other thing that you're going to want to do is color your walls. So you'll want to grab your little paint bucket of materials, and we can even search for some. Yeah. So like colors, we just want like a kind of a dark gray. And we're going to just kind of throw that on all these surfaces because that will make it less like make it a black box or whatever, you know, the way that it supposedly is a black box. It's going to make it look like a black box. And I just kind of dump that paint bucket all over everything. And now it's a black box theater. Ta-da! Theater done. Cool, great. Let me save this and send it out to you.